Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear EFG. Happy birthday to you.
Bye-bye.
That was a fun little start. So, many of you may be wondering, Steve, normally you do the news. Why in the world did you have all of your children singing in Skylanders masks in your car? They are all exiting quickly because they have to go inside and eat dinner. But, so, here is the deal. This is a celebration day for us because this is the third birthday of Engaged Family Gaming. We launched June 8th of 2013, a small site, me just kind of working with a small group of volunteer writers, trying to make everything, trying to provide information to parents and to kids and caretakers, trying to make sure that we gave you the tools that you need to be active participants in your children's gaming lives and to put a real spark in your family game night. So, hey Albert, welcome to the live stream. You missed a little bit of it. You'll have to watch the video later. We did, we sang Happy Birthday in Skylanders masks. So, this is a great day, right? 3 years in operation. We've done a lot of great work, reviewed a lot of great games. I have learned a lot about how this business works, and it's been getting more exciting every time. So every year we get more excited. Don't worry, Albert. It's on the video. We're gonna post it on YouTube, so you'll see it. It was a thing. It was a thing. Somehow I managed to get all three of them to sing the actual song as opposed to making up their own words, which was a challenge because, as they say in show business, never work with children. So this is a big deal, right? The third birthday. Here's hoping to many more. Before we go too far, I do want to say thank you to Activision for providing the wicked cool character masks, which are who's this guy?
I forget his name, but this is most definitely Gilgrunt.
We got some Gilgrunt action here.
Jetvac.
We got some Jetvac action here. And I forget who the other guy is. We own him. I haven't used him in a while. He's a rock type. He shoots lasers out of gems on his hands. I mean, he's rad. And there was Spyro in the back, but Jake rolled inside. So, that's it, right? Third birthday. We're very excited. And I managed to get all my kids in when as soon as I got home from work. This took some coordination. I was rather impressed. So, quick housekeeping notes. Those of you who are joining us, you probably know who I am already, but I'm going to say it. My name is Steven Dutzman. I am the editor-in-chief of EngagedFamilyGaming.com. I am also the host of Engage, a Family Gaming podcast, and the EFG Evening News Update, which is what you're watching right now. This is going to go live every evening when I get home from my day job, where we talk about all the news that happened during the day. Hi, Evan. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
And if you are curious how to make it so that you see these updates, since they're live and they're not super long, somewhere towards the top you should see a notifications button. Click that. You'll make sure that Facebook will send you a notification as soon as we go live, so you can hop on over. Also, if you don't really care to see it live, totally fine. It will be published both on the Engaged Family Gaming Facebook page, but also on the Engaged Family Gaming YouTube channel starting yesterday, because I figured out technology, which is great. So that's the housekeeping news. Let's hop right into it. This is a big deal. E3, historically, it's been lots of news, lots of, it's been mostly planned stuff. Now leaks are popping out. So here we go. A handful of things happened today. First, and this is a big one, the sequel to Injustice, Gods Among Us, has been announced. Injustice 2 is here. It is coming in 2017 from NetherRealm Studios. If you do not know what Injustice is essentially a Mortal Kombat game with DC superheroes. Obviously, it's very different, significantly less violent, although it is dark in tone, and you fight as Batman and Superman and the and the Green Arrow and the Flash and several villains like Catwoman, Joker, Sinestro, etc. And they beat the crap out of each other. Aquaman's in there. Spoiler alert, he has mad sharks. So the new game is coming in 2017. What's interesting about the new game is that their tagline is "Every battle defines you." What that means is, hey Dad, welcome to the stream. What every battle defines you means, at least what we can assume from the trailer, is that there's like a gear progression system. The characters were putting on armor, or more appropriately in the trailer, armor was just kind of appearing on them, so as they gained level, or as they progressed through fights, they picked up new abilities and were stronger. For example, in the trailer, at the very beginning, Superman was fighting the Flash, and he punched the Flash really hard into the ground, and Flash put on like this crazy power armor looking stuff, and was able to fight back against Superman, which I'm not a DC guy, but I understand that's kind of a big deal. So there will be more details about this coming towards 2017 when it comes out. Next week is E3. I can presume that this game will be on one of the major press conferences. So that is very exciting, especially for DC fans. Now, what it does, and this is extra important, I think, is it confirms that NetherRealm Studios is going to be going into a cadence where they release a new Mortal Kombat game, which they released Mortal Kombat X last year, and now they're working on a Dishonored game, or not a Dishonored game, an Injustice game, and then when this is done, they will move over to another Mortal Kombat, and they'll go back and forth. The games are obviously very different. Tonally, Mortal Kombat is a horrifically violent fighting game that is not intended to be consumed by children. Frankly, I have trouble consuming it sometimes. But Injustice is a darker DC game. Think The Killing Joke kind of DC. However, it's not quite as horrifically violent as, say, Mortal Kombat. It's more over-the-top action as opposed to over-the-top violence, which is great. So that is the first thing that came out. There was also confirmation about Watch Dogs 2, which is an M-rated GTA clone historically. The first one was not terribly great, but it's set in San Francisco this year, and apparently the protagonist is somewhat likable. Who the heck knows? We're probably not going to talk much about it. It's Watch Dogs, and it's not really appropriate for kids. If it turns out to accidentally be family appropriate, then I'll talk a lot about it. Next, I want to talk about Deus Ex. Deus Ex is also a shooter. It's a stealth game. It's somewhat violent. But what's really interesting that came out of that is two things. And one we're going to have an article about very soon. I'm going to be working with an actual expert in prosthetics. I believe they are called prosthetists, having him review it. Deus Ex Human Revolution is a game that came out a few years ago, and it was essentially about a dystopian future where man is upgrading themselves using technology, science. Hey, sorry about that. Having a little connection issues. My son ran outside of the car and ran in because he didn't want to be on the live broadcast, which makes sense, and he just apparently hopped on the iPad and is eating my Wi-Fi bandwidth. So that's great. So, Deus Ex is set in a dystopian future where mankind is basically turning themselves into cyborgs. And so they have like all sorts of like artificial prosthetic limbs that have like missile launchers and stuff in them, but they're also stronger, etc. They are the company Eidos, Square Enix and Eidos Interactive, etc. They are working with a company to try and make actual like real life versions of some of these augmentations to give to people who have lost their limbs. I don't have any idea how practical or how good of an idea this is. I have sent the press release off to a friend of mine who is a prosthetist. Several of you who are watching this stream will know this man. Hopefully he'll give me some comments later on tonight or tomorrow. I'll publish an article about it because I'm very interested as to whether or not this even makes sense or if this is basically just a publicity stunt. They also announced Deus Ex Go, which is a mobile game. This is the third in the Game Go series. First was Hitman Go, and then next was Lara Croft Go, and now is Deus Ex Go. What they are doing is taking Square Enix properties and distilling them to some of their more simple essences. Hitman is a strategy game. It's a puzzle game largely about a hitman. It's an assassin. But it played out like a board game. Lara Croft was also very similar. Not so much a board game. It was very simple. It was about exploration. Matching your movements to your environment was absolutely stunning. Deus Ex Go, we don't know exactly what it's going to be about. However, I expect that it will be if it's half as good as the other ones, I expect that it will be a great game to play. It's coming out later this summer to both iOS and Android. So that's Deus Ex Go. Pretty excited about that. We'll certainly play that. These games, even if it's based on a violent property, like Hitman, for example, totally appropriate because it's very abstract. I mean, you were literally picking up like a chess piece guy in a suit and knocking over opponents. It was very abstract. So I would expect Deus Ex Go to be somewhat similar. We'll find out more next week. Next, and this is a big one for us, I'm gonna say the title of this game, but I have to read it because it's super complicated. So we got official details about the release of, and I apologize, this is bad radio. I'm looking down at my little board here. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. A trailer launched today. The game will be coming out soon. I'm not certain if it announced a specific date. There was a trailer. Again, the trailer launched while I was at work. I honestly didn't really get to watch it too much. This is a game that is about Aqua, who is a girl named Aqua, who is one of the original Keyblade wielders. If you follow along with the impossible to read Kingdom Hearts lore, you know that there were originally a small group of Keyblade wielders. Aqua was one of them. She battled the Heartless. This is a story about her. And what you do is you're playing through this, and this is an introduction to the Kingdom Hearts 3, which, if you listen to the podcast, you understand my wife has predicted we'll get a release date at E3. I'm thinking that's not very likely anymore because of this, so we're not going to hold that against her. But it sounds like she was wrong. But what are you going to do? That's what predictions are. So this is it's a preview. It's going to give us an idea what's going to happen in Kingdom Hearts 3 and how it ties into the largely incomprehensible plot of the previous games. We expect to talk much more about Kingdom Hearts as we approach the release of the game, because it is a Final Fantasy game mixed with Disney properties. I mean, you have Donald Duck as a wizard in your party, so it's definitely appropriate for our audience, so we'll be talking about it then. Definitely take a look at the trailer. We're going to be sharing it excuse me, we're going to be sharing it out on the Facebook page later on today. So but that's it. So if you have questions, what I would recommend that you do, head on over to engagefamilygaming.com/community, join our Facebook group, and we can talk about it there. I'll share this video over there, and we can talk about any of the announcements, or if you just want to wish Engage Family Gaming a happy birthday, please head on over there. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the work that we do. But that is, outside of a birthday celebration, that has been the evening news update for June 8th, 2016. I will see you tomorrow when I get home from work. Until tomorrow, this is Steven and Evan signing off. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.